So it's a new year, which means we have a new Apple Watch to look forward to, and this year could be pretty massive in terms of updates. So not only are we looking forward to a flat-edged redesign, but we could also be seeing solid-state buttons and something hugely innovative in the form of blood glucose measuring with the watch, which actually will change people's lives. That's actually quite impressive if they manage to do that. So yes, I am quite floored. There are a number of improvements, and so without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe, click that bell notification for the latest Apple news and rumors, and with that being said, let's just tuck in. So let's actually get into the blood glucose monitoring system with the Apple Watch Series 7, because I do have my doubts about this. So this information comes from ET News. They have an accuracy of around 55% on Apple Track, which means that yes, they get a lot of things wrong, so take this information with a pinch of salt. But essentially, delving into the report, the Series 7 apparently will have an optical sensor that measures levels of blood glucose for people who have diabetes. Now this is kinda groundbreaking because my dad had diabetes, and back then I remember the equipment he had to use, and essentially you had to prick your finger and use a sample of your blood to measure any increases or decreases in the levels of blood glucose. But the amazing thing about the watch and the concept presented is that apparently the watch will take no blood. It's a non-invasive optical sensor, and so it's a more painless way of measuring your blood glucose, which of course will benefit people. It's a life-changing piece of technology, and this is the kind of innovation I want to see from Apple. And this isn't just for people who have diabetes. For example, if you want to improve your poor diet, then this feature could help, and also it could raise awareness for a potential health condition. So yes, as I said, this could be life-saving stuff. But you see, I feel this technology that is so groundbreaking might not be ready for mass production. Now, of course, we have heard about this feature for a while. For example, Apple hired a bunch of biomedical engineers for this feature back in 2017, but I still feel this is too early for this feature to debut on the watch. I feel like we're still a few years away because number one, this technology needs to be reliable. People will depend on this, and so they can't half-ass it, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, for example, the blood oxygen sensor that debuted on the Series 6, that's actually not intended for medical use. At least that's what the small fine print says, and so I don't think they can do the same with a blood glucose monitor, because obviously people with diabetes, for example, rely on this feature, and they will rely on this every single day. So reliability is something that is very important, and it takes a lot of time to get that perfect within a watch. Also, the second issue is mass production. Apple has to make this on a mass scale, and making different components on a mass scale might be hard because Apple makes a ton of watches, and so of course they have to consider that. Do they have the resources to make this? We don't know, and so that could be another hassle they see in bringing this feature to the Apple Watch. But by far the biggest obstacle will be getting approval from medical parties. Obviously, this is something related to health, and so Apple isn't going to be allowed to commercialize this without approval from third parties from the medical field. And so again, that's a long procedure, and so I'm not sure this technology will be ready just yet. I do believe we'll see it someday, but right now it just seems a bit too early, and so yes, it might not happen right now, but for sure it's happening very, very soon in the near future. Anyways, let's now move on to the next feature with the Apple Watch Series 7, and that could be solid-state buttons. So again, this is a rumor we've been hearing about for quite a while, but essentially Apple will be adopting a similar technology we saw on the iPhone 7, where the buttons don't physically click. Instead, they have a haptic engine to produce haptic feedback that simulates a click. Now, I do think this is happening because there are a number of advantages going with this technology on the Apple Watch Series 7. For example, less moving parts leads to better water resistance, and for those active people doing diving with their Apple Watches, they'll appreciate the better water resistance with the Series 7. But also, because there are less moving parts, you have more room for other things in the watch. For example, a bigger battery for better battery life. That's something I'm assuming everyone will appreciate. And so yes, I do feel like this is the way forward for the Apple Watch. Oh, and also have to mention, less moving parts means reliability too. This will be more reliable than, of course, the regular buttons we have right now. So again, it just seems like a win-win situation in my opinion. Personally though, what I'm looking forward to without a doubt has to be the haptic engine and the haptic feedback, because I absolutely loved it on the iPhone 7. It gets me tingling, and so yes, I'm on board for more haptic vibrations. I love vibrations on the whole, so good job, Timothy. And as if that wasn't enough, we also have rumors that apparently Apple could be giving us sensors with these new static buttons, which apparently could work out heart rhythms and basically improve the health features on the Apple Watch, which again saves lives. So yes, I'm all for this. I think this is an upgrade coming to the Series 7, and I am looking forward to it. Right, I saved the best till last. Let's talk about that beautiful redesign coming to the Apple Watch Series 7. So of course, Apple loves dem flat edges on all their Apple devices. We saw it recently on the iPhone 12, but this year we should be seeing it on the iMac, the MacBook Pros, and so it would make sense the Apple Watch also follows suit. And so yes, Min-Chi Kuo, ever reliable Apple analyst, tells us that we should be seeing an improved form factor design with the Series 7. Now unfortunately, Min-Chi Kuo doesn't really mention anything apart from that, but let's be honest, the flat edge design is definitely coming to the Apple Watch. I mean, I've always seen the Apple Watch as a mini iPhone in terms of design. They've always had rounded edges like the iPhone in yesteryears, but with the iPhone 12, there is no continuity because of course we have flat edges on the 12 and we have rounded edges on the Series 6. Now yes, I know that a flat edge design could be slightly more cumbersome to use, I guess, because the edges might dig into your hand, but who cares, okay? I don't care. I just want flat edges. I want flat edges on everything. Please, Apple, make that happen. Plus, of course, with flat edges, we could see bigger screens and thinner bezels. I think thinner bezels is something we have to see on the watch because they are pretty chunky right now. So yes, I will very, very much be happy with slightly reduced bezels on the Apple Watch. But yeah, overall, we need a design overhaul with the Apple Watch because it's been largely the same since the Series 4, and even with the Series 4, it was still rounded. For the most part, it was pretty similar to the Series 3 and before. So yes, it's time to give the Apple Watch a complete redesign, a completely different look and feel, and the Series 7 would be a perfect supercycle. And so yes, I'm hoping Apple sprinkles some of that flat-edged magic on the Apple Watch. I've seen some renders, it looks absolutely spicy. So yes, I'm hoping this is what we see. I would love this, and potentially this could get me buying an Apple Watch again. Because yes, I actually did briefly own an Apple Watch in the past, but I returned it because I just had no use for it. But maybe the redesign will change my mind. Maybe I'll fall in love with the flat edge design. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But tell me in the comments below, are you looking forward to a redesign? Do you think you will upgrade because of the new design, or are you content with your Series 4, 5 or 6? And obviously before the 4 as well, the Series 3, 2, 1, 0, though if you have the 0, I think it is time to upgrade. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click that notification for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out a video here in the icon above about the upcoming MacBook Pros that might intrigue you. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.